All right, so now we're going to look at Google Calendar and some of the basics in terms of making events and sharing activities and adding certain segments to this. So what we're going to do is go to the waffle menu, and I'm going to go to Calendar. Over on the left, I have a series of calendars. You have my calendars, and then you have other calendars that have been shared with you. So when you expand them out, you'll see all the ones I have right now, and I have my Google Trainer test calendar that's available right now. So if I wanted to, I could utilize this calendar. So I want to make sure I have nothing down. And there we go. So I have nothing selected, and I'm going to click on my Google Trainer calendar now. So everything that I have is kind of like overlaid transparencies back in the old days where you can see different calendars when you click on and being able to see events that have been put in. So let's say that today, I'm going to move to an area that I don't have anything. I have an ATEM virtual that's been added here. But right now, if I wanted to add an event in March, let's say I had a meeting with Tim Smith and their parents. So I'm going to double click on March 7th. That's when my event is. And if I didn't double click, let's just say I clicked one time, it'd give me a head start where I can name the event. But then for me to edit, I kind of needed to go into it itself. So I like to double click. And then from here, let's say Tim Johnson, and this is a parent meeting. You would name it this way. And to make it a certain time, you would click on the all day, and you would select what time of day it would be in. So let's say it was at 2:45, and you don't see a 2:45 here. You can click on 2:30, and then you can physically go in and change that to a 45. And look, it automatically tries to bump it in increments of 30 minutes. So let's say that I want to hold out an entire hour, just in case. There we go. It's not a repeating activity. If it was, I could choose how often I have these meetings. So I have an event. Now this is where you would put a location in. So be careful here. If you put in a physical location, it tries to Google map it for you. But if it's just an area of a school, you can still do that. If you can put it in the media center lab is where you're going to meet. Well, you'd do that. But if you put a physical location in, like a city or a building, it would find the building. Say if I put in Gordon Pearson building, it automatically would find the one in Georgia. But here, this would be more for you to put in the location at your school. So this would be like a computer lab, a meeting room, next to the media center. Say that you're going to meet there. Now, the important thing here is notifications. Do you want to add a notification where you get an email and you want an email, let's say one day before the meeting? You could very well do that. So now you would choose your calendar. This is the important area. You need to make a calendar where you choose which calendar you want to put this in. Next, you can add an attachment. This is where you'd put resources or handouts that would be useful for Tim Johnson's parents to be able to see when you're ready to show them. So you could click on plus, and you could add a file from your Google Drive. So let's say that this was your handout. And so there it would be the Google document that you would share with Tim's parents. And you could also add notes. So you're able to do that. And you're also able to invite Tim if you would like. All right, so over here on the right where it says add guest, this is where I would add Tim's parents. But right now I'm just going to add myself. And I'll add my school email. So it doesn't have to be a Gmail account. It could be any account, and it will let you invite people. Okay? And it lets me put their contact information in and everything. So you see I named it, I put a time on it. It's not repeating. Okay. And then I also put in the Athens Google training. And it may ask you to find a time that somebody's available. You could go to find a time, and it would let you see your calendar this way. So it lets you know availability. Right now I'm wide open, so I don't really have to look at a find a time. But that find a time might be something that you need to utilize as you're looking for a time for a parent to come and visit you for a certain meeting. And I think it's where you're looking at a find a time on a particular teacher. So I'm going to go to event, and I'm going to hit save. If you don't save this, right, then it won't be in your calendar. And right now, it's wanting you to send an invitation, and I'm sending it to my RL Weldon. I'm going to hit send. There's the activity. If it's an all-day event, it will show as a banner on your page in the monthly view. It will show as a dot if it's a timed event. And remember, if you go to the monthly, you can go to the day, you can go to the week, and then finally you can go to the month, which is the common one that most of us are using. So that's it on how to put an event into a calendar. And when you double click, it'll let you share any document, right? And also make sure that you put it in the right calendar.